All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I am in Joliet at Old Joliet State Prison. It's been made famous in movies like The Blues Brothers and TV shows like Prison Break. So if have you seen either one of those, you've seen this prison. So today I'm doing a self-guided walking tour through the prison, just trying to get some images. I've got the D850 with my 12 to 24 millimeter Sigma wide angle lens, super wide really, and my 20 millimeter Nikon lens, as well as my 24 to 70 Sigma lens, and primarily been using my 12 to 24. So it's a prison, but it's a huge place, which is kind of an oxymoron, right? When you're in prison, you don't think of it as a huge place. So I've been using my wide angle lens, which makes the rooms and places within seem bigger, but at the same time I'm thinking I want to shoot from the perspective of being here, and it's gonna feel small. So that's my challenge for today. So I've walked around the prison for like an hour and a half already. So right now what I'm going to do, show you some of the video that I shot, and then show you some of the images that I shot. I'll do some voiceover to kind of tell you what I was thinking about when I was shooting the images, and we'll go from there. So this is a really, really cool place, and this place is supposed to be very haunted from what they say. Thankfully, I've not seen any weirdness, because that stuff freaks me out. But yeah, so hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're not done so already, hit the old subscribe button, drop me a like, and because all that stuff helps the algorithm and yada yada, you know the deal. So, all right, here we go. We'll take you through some images right now. So hey everybody, thanks a lot for stopping by. All right, so this room kind of reminds me of the desk in the beginning of the Shining movie, when Jack Nicholson meets the guy that hired him to watch over the Overlook Hotel, and they're in the guy's office, and the dude's office is just creepy to me. Well, that's what this room reminds me of. So I'm trying to use the light and probably use some bokeh to blur out everything behind the desk, but just the light in here and the desk itself and the emptiness, it's kind of creepy. Definitely seeing this in black and white or sepia or something like that. But here's the image that I just shot. Hope you like it. So in this one, I wanted to use the wide angle lens to help distort the room and make the walls look long, which draws the viewer's eye to the center of the image, where you find the desk and the window behind it. I exposed to purposely blow that window out to add a little bit more mystery to this image. Is it a window? Or is it some kind of wall art? Or, you know, what the heck is that behind that desk? I love how the rusted out frame of the ceiling ties closely to the horizontal running boards on the upper walls, and the water stains on the ceiling are about the same color as well. I really love this image. I shoot in RAW, which gives a flat image, which is really what I was after, so I didn't have to do too much processing. I thought I was going to like this one in black and white, but no way. This is a color image, hands down, so I wasn't even going to try to do it in black and white. So this shot started me down a path of looking for dark and light, you know, like good versus evil. So I fell in love with the light coming from the window and softly illuminating the interior of this room, while outside the room the viewer is left to the mystery of the dark shadows. I don't do too many self-portraits. Well, maybe a selfie here or there with the grandkids then, but to add a little bit of mystery and intrigue to this image, I hopped into the frame and I used the long shutter speed and moved my arm just a little bit to add a ghostly appearance through that motion blur. So yeah, so Hope you like this image. Okay, so I slowly walked into this next room as I was loving the light, the shadows, the texture, and the overall feel of this room. Wait, freeze it right there. The light was right here, this wall. Well, this wall may have given me the best picture I've ever taken. You'll see it in just a moment. But what I first fell in love with in this room was this area. The layers that are created from the bookshelf to the wallpaper border to the opening in the ceiling with the pipes running through, there's a sense of space and time created through this hectic pattern of crossing lines that really makes my eye jump all around this image as there's so much going on, but at the same time, I'm not being overwhelmed by the busyness of it as I'm confined to this small space that is trying to tell its story. I shot this with my 12 to 24 millimeter Sigma lens and processed it to bring out the turquoise in the center of the image and the warmth on the outer thirds. I really wanted this one to look as though it was shot on vintage color film. Okay, so now on to what I feel might be the best picture I've ever taken. After shooting the image I just showed you, I turned around and at first was drawn to the soft glowing light on the textured wall. Walking through this prison really gave me a sense of loneliness and desperation, which I really saw in this scene. Something about the light, the symmetry, the tones, the multiple textures had all come together and just felt to me like the room was just shouting out some kind of story. I got down low to shoot this. I think my camera was about 3 feet off the ground and placed the subject just a shade off center to give the viewer a little sense of off balance. Again, my eye likes to bounce around this image, especially back and forth between the door and the subject. And it feels like there are so many stories to be told, but the biggest story in this image is of loneliness and isolation and despair. This one just feels like art to me. And I can honestly say that is the very first time I have ever said that about any of my images. So I have a lot more to show you from Old State Prison, but I don't want to keep you too long, so I'll finish the prison up in my next video. In the meantime, here's a sneak preview of the images you'll see in the next video. So until next time, my friends, my name is Garrick, and I am your very best friend in the whole wide world. So we'll see ya.